Kelly and Kyle here with Cruiser Customizing, and this week we're going to talk about the world's best air filter.
The K&N air filter comes in over 2,200 different forms and styles, fitting every motorcycle, car, boat, truck, you name it out there. And what are some of the benefits of the K&N, Kelly?
Well, by reducing your air restriction, you'll be able to create more efficiency, more horsepower, better throttle response, as well as better fuel economy.
Let's show them a quick little test. I know we've demonstrated this before, but this test is so incredible, you've got to see it to believe it. For this demonstration, Kelly and I are going to use the simulator here in front of us, a K&N style filter, and an OEM style filter. Kelly, what makes the K&N different than the OEM?
Well, the K&N filter has 4 to 6 layers of cotton gauze in between 2 aluminum sleeves.
And the OEM style filter here is paper element with a stainless backing. This flows much less than the K&N. Slipping the OEM filter into the simulator, we're going to go ahead and turn it on. There's not enough air flowing through this filter to raise this ping pong ball to the top of this sleeve. Now let's swap the K&N filter in and take a look at the difference. With the K&N filter installed, you're going to notice that the ping pong ball flows straight to the top. K&N claims they have a 20 to 50% increase in airflow depending on the size and style of filter. This is a paper towel straight out of the paper towel dispenser, and as you can see, we can cover up over half of this K&N filter, and the ping pong ball is still at the top. We can restrict this filter up to 75% and still retain more airflow than the stock air filter.
Now that's a really good reason to replace your stock element with a K&N filter.
As I mentioned earlier, K&N has a stock replacement for just about every motorcycle out there, and this here is for a VTX 1300. They retain the exact shape of the stock element and go right into the stock airbox. Now Kelly, why do we have the rest of these filter kits here on the table?
Well, quite simply, they're all K&N style filters. But why don't we go over a few?
As Kelly alluded to a minute ago, all of the complete air kits here on the table have a K&N or a K&N style filter in them. But what makes them flow much more than the stock replacement K&N? The amount of air that can pass through them or get to them, quite simply, is the answer. Each of your stock air boxes has a nozzle that's really not that large, probably the size of a tennis ball, and usually it's hid underneath the gas tank or underneath the seat. When you remove that stock air box and replace it with any of these other air kits, you're dramatically increasing your airflow.
Well, how does that affect the air-fuel mixture?
Great question, Kelly. By going to an aftermarket air kit, you are so dramatically increasing your air intake that you've absolutely got to use some sort of fuel management, be it a jet kit if you're carbureted, or a power commander, or some sort of fuel management device if you're fuel injected.
We know that Kuryakyn is the largest producer of air kits. What are some of the differences?
Starting here on the top, the standard Kuryakyn Hypercharger has been around for lots of years, and it started with Harley-Davidson, but now there's an application for just about every metric cruiser. The standard Hypercharger has a filter element that's about this thick. What that's going to do is it's going to dramatically increase your airflow over stock.
So what makes that different from the Pro Series?
The Pro Series Hypercharger from Kuryakyn, they came out with a filter that is basically 20% larger, giving you 20% more airflow. If you've already purchased a Hypercharger and it's on your motorcycle, you can purchase the 9130 upgrade from Kuryakyn. That upgrades your standard Hypercharger to a Pro Series. As you can see, the thickness difference in the filter is significant.
Now the Pro Series and the Pro R share the same size filter. What sets the Pro R apart?
It's simply the cover, Kelly. What they've done with the Pro R is they've actually produced a velocity port. So in the front of the cover, here on the top, there's a hole. Air then flows in there, creating a venturi effect, pulling more air into the Hypercharger than you would get with just the standard Pro Series.
In addition to the Hypercharger, Kuryakyn also has the High 5, the Twin Velocity, and up here, the Corsair.
Stepping away from Kuryakyn, who's been the leader in air kits for a really long time, a couple others that you guys really need to pay attention to is Arlen-Ness, Barons, and LA Choppers.
Well, that's a lot of different manufacturers. What makes them different?
Well, Arlen-Ness simply gives you the most bang for your buck. The big sucker has been produced to produce up to 20% increase in horsepower, and it has the lowest price point of just about any aftermarket air filter.
That price point, coupled with better fuel economy, can really save you some money.
Barons was one of the first manufacturers out there to really go hog wild when it comes to the metric cruiser. What Barons has done is they created aluminum backplates, which is different from most, that then have your K&N style filter and a beautiful cover. Some of the benefits that Barron's has is the fact that they have a thinner air filter element that's taller or longer, depending on which way you have it mounted, that's going to allow the same amount of air flow with a narrower package. Kelly, if you could hold this Barron's kit for a second, you can take a look at the width of this kit. You should be able to see the distance between these two. Now the Barron's air kit's going to be one of the least offensive when it comes to sticking out and protruding and hitting your leg.
Now I understand how all of these air kits replace the stock air kit on the outside of the motorcycle. But what is this?
This piece right down here is the Stealth Big Air Kit from Barron's. The Stealth Big Air Kit from Barron's is used for motorcycles that don't have an air box on the outside. Lots of motorcycles have either their kit underneath the seat or underneath the gas tank. Well, you could replace that filter with the K&N and get some improved performance, but there's no way to bolt an air kit to the outside of the motorcycle. So what they've done is they've gone ahead and created a plate that allows you to adapt these filters to your particular motorcycle. This is a great way to get the effects of an air kit while having an internal air filter.
Now that we've talked about all of the air kits on the table, let's talk about filter maintenance.
Recharging your K&N filter is extremely simple. Take a look at the link in the video and I walk you through step by step how to clean and maintain your filter.
No matter which aftermarket air kit or OEM replacement, K&N really is the world's best air filter, providing more horsepower, better throttle response, and increased fuel economy.
Thank you for joining us for this K&N air filter tip of the week. Until next week, take care and ride safe.